When is the last time you genuinely worked 18 hours a day? Most people don't get to experience this luxury because they're afraid of hard work and dedication to their craft. Just this month alone, I have generated over $20,000 in profit and also reached 50 million individual people across all my social media platforms. And I can tell you that I go to bed tired and happy because I work on my businesses, my social medias, my relationships, and myself every single day, consistently without fail. This is how you can turn the grind into a game where you just can't stop playing. You'll become addicted to working and to winning. When I was younger, I uploaded my first video onto YouTube, and that sparked my love for content creation. And then later, I found this game called Fortnite, and I became addicted to it. I'm talking every single day, I would be streaming Fortnite for like 3 to 16 hours a day without stop. And I made my first $8,000 at 13 years old playing Fortnite. And I'm talking, I was so addicted that I would wake up, I would watch Fortnite videos while brushing my teeth. I'd be driving on the bus and I'd be watching Fortnite videos. I'd be in class, and at the time, they still had like mobile Fortnite. So I'd be playing mobile Fortnite on my iPhone every single day in class, when I was driving home, when I got home. Anytime I would literally go outside and I would see people playing games like, like playing basketball and soccer and stuff, and I would be playing Fortnite. And as cringe as that sounds, that built the work ethic that I have now in order to make me $20,000 a month and 50 million views a month. And every single month, my revenue and my total reach and views keeps growing because I have the mindset I had when I was 13 years old to keep winning. Now, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're probably a pretty competitive person. And as I got older and I started playing different games like Valorant, I would start making more and more videos, and I would start getting better and better at the games. I even got so good that I won a top 3 cash cup in NA East with my duo partner, which, maybe you guys don't know what that is, but that means I was one of the best players in the country. I actually even gained some social media presence for Fortnite and grew a channel to 10,000 subscribers with only live streaming on YouTube. And keep in mind, I did this from the age of 13 to 16. But then I discovered Valorant and I started getting into that game. I stopped playing Fortnite, I started playing Valorant, and I got better and better at that. And what was different about Valorant is it's a game where you cannot leave. So in Fortnite, if you can just leave whenever you want. But in Valorant, you're stuck there. And I would sit there for hours. And my friends would all play. And I was so competitive, I wanted to make sure I was better than all of them. And while my friends were ranks like bronze, gold, or platinum, I was aiming for radiant because I wanted to show them how much better I was. And eventually, I got so good, I had to make these accounts called Smurf accounts where I had to play with my friends because my rank was too high. I ended up getting Ascendant 3 on my main account. Then I had to make a second account, then a third account because my burner account, my Smurf account would get so high, I would make a third account. And I ended up making 4 Valorant accounts just to play with my friends because I kept getting so good at the game. It even got to a point where I would like challenging myself by only using one gun. And I would use this gun called the Judge. It's a shotgun. And I would only use shotgun only to rank up my accounts. And I don't know if you can see where this is going, but I would get so in depth and indulge myself into this game. I would become addicted. I could not sleep without watching Valorant videos. When I would play Fortnite, I could not sleep without listening to Fortnite videos. It was such a big problem for me because I was not making any progress. I was losing weight. I was not making any money. My grades were failing and my sports were failing. And my parents were like, you're only on the game. You're only playing games. And that's kind of what they think now because, my parents, they're immigrant parents. They don't really understand the games and the online business as much. They think all the computers is just all of a distraction. But when I started making money and I started grinding and I started making serious gains, they would tell me, you're just playing video games, you're playing video games. And then I had $20,000 in my bank account. So what happened in between me becoming a Fortnite and Valorant addict to me becoming addicted to business and winning and making lots of money and millions of views every single month? Well, I decided to look at my life and I decided to choose, what do I want? So if you haven't already, I want you to do an exercise. I want you to think about everything you want: your ideal girlfriend or wife, your ideal children, your ideal place you want to live, your ideal car, your ideal house. Maybe if you want a boat, how much does that boat cost? If you want to travel the world, how much is that going to cost? If you want a private chef, how much is that going to cost? I want you to take an account of everything: your dream job, how much time you want to have with your family. Maybe you want to be traveling the world and you don't want to spend time with your family. Whatever you want, I want you to try to write everything down and get a very good exact cost of that exact thing that you put in your notebook or maybe your Google Docs or whatever it is. I want you to write as much as you can down of all the information you want for your life. and put a price tag on it. And that's what I did. And I realized that I want to do things bigger. I want to help people. I always loved helping people. And that's exactly what I did. And when I realized that I needed to make $5 million a month, I also realized that, hey, the current job I have, the current education I'm going down, I'm not going to be able to sustain the life I want. And if you're wondering why I need $5 million a month, it's not for supercars or a mansion or anything like that. I simply wanted to build schools and hospitals in third world countries, and I wanted to help, my family from Trinidad and my girlfriend's family from Guatemala. And when I realized that, hey, I want to do these things, I want to help these people, I need this money to do that, then I realized that I need to get this goal. So then I figured out, how am I going to get this goal? So I'm telling you that if you do this exercise and you realize your living expenses of what you need per month on a monthly basis, then you're going to be able to realize how much you need to make, and you're going to be able to find a way to do that. Because I assure you, I'm confident that if you're watching this, you can achieve anything. And I know that sounds cliche, but you really can if you put your mind to it. And I'm telling you right now that you can become addicted to making money as well. So after I realized that I needed to make at least $5 million a month, and Fortnite and Valorant was not helping me get there, I started doing things, and only things, that will actually get me to my goal. I lost so many friends. People said I changed, and that's okay. If you are taking a life path that's going to make you successful, people will leave your life. You're going to lose friends. Your family will doubt you. Your relationships will doubt you. Everyone will not believe in you. And maybe you do have a good support network. I didn't, and that's okay, because I wanted to prove myself right, not anyone else right, because only I matter. And that may sound narcissistic or egotistical, but I only care about my future more than anyone else. If I want to be an influencer and I want to change the world and make thousands of dollars and, be able to help people in third world countries, then my mom wanting me to be an engineer is not going to help me get to where I want to be. So if you're watching this video, maybe while you're like playing a game on the side, or maybe you're like eating or something, well, if you're eating and watching, I guess that's fine. But I want you to be fully focused and actually look at me and watch this video, because I want you to understand the steps I took to become addicted to winning and how to get addicted to anything. Because humans, we have this obsession that we crave. We crave to pursue something, to achieve something, to explore something. And I'm assuming if you're watching this, that means that you also have that drive somewhere in you. You just haven't found it yet, or you're pursuing or putting the energy towards the wrong things. So the first thing I would do is change my mindset to I can do it too. Most people look at really successful individuals and they think, oh, he got lucky. Or maybe they said, oh, well, I couldn't do that because he. If you say I can't do that and then follow that with because statement, I'm telling you that you're self-diagnosing yourself. For example, if someone says, oh, I broke up with my girlfriend and now I'm depressed because she blank, whatever, you're immediately putting the control outside of yourself. For example, I have this diagnosis called acid reflux. It makes me really hard to eat and gain weight. But if I say, I can't gain weight because I have acid reflux, that's immediately going to limit my mind to thinking what I cannot do. And if I really work hard enough, I can gain weight. There is nothing stopping you, even if there's something biologically, preventing you from achieving whatever goal you want. I promise you, you can overcome it, because we've overcome anything and everything as humans so far. And I know you can too. I don't understand why people put limitations on themselves and say they can't do this because blank. Why would you intentionally say you can't do something when you know the mind is the engine of your body? If you're not able to actually think correctly and be able to dream for big things, then of course you're not going to achieve them. And that's okay. And that's why most people fail, because they think, oh, I don't know, it's a maybe. I can maybe do this. I may become a millionaire. I kind of want to do this. I'll try to become a millionaire. When in reality, what you need to do is say, I will become a millionaire. I will change the world. I will get this girl. Whatever the goal is, you need to have the mindset that you are actually going to achieve it, not just try to achieve it. If you say try, then there's a chance of failure. And then you leave the opportunity for you to fail. And if you fail, you say, well, I tried. No, it's I am going to succeed. And that's it. And when you say you're going to succeed, there's nothing stopping you from succeeding, because it's the only option. You can't give yourself the choice of failure. You have to actually tell yourself, I'm going to succeed. When you use the word going, it says that you will do it eventually. There's nothing stopping you. It's going to happen. When someone asked me, when are you going to make $1 million? Well, soon, I'm going to. It's not that, oh, I'm trying. I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to. It's going to happen. I made 20K last month. I'll make 50K this month. I'm going to make 50K this month. Not, oh, I'll try to hit 50K this month. I'll try. When you say try, you immediately take the belief in yourself and you put it out here. And then whoosh, it's gone. So you want to take that belief and put it back into your heart and actually work toward it. As cringy as it sounds, I promise you, this is going to help you. So this is the mindset I carried when I started going into business. I understood that if I fail, it's okay. And when I would fail, and my parents or my friends or anyone would tell me, Devin, you failed. You need to focus on this. It's stupid for you to do your business. I would look at them and tell them, no, I learned. Because the idea of failure in my head is just me learning. Just like when I played games and I would die or I would lose something or I would lose the game, I would learn from it. And I would learn the mechanics of the game and then I would get better and better and better. And that's how I kept winning because I'm competitive. And I understand that failing is not failing, it's just learning. And if your idea of failing is you just learning, then you will never fail and you will always learn. And that means you will always win. When I did start my first business, I promise you, I did not succeed. I actually lost $2,000 because I was stupid and I invested so much into advertising and none of it into actually doing the product research. Then I did my second business and I realized, okay, I need to focus more on the product. I focused on the product, but I had no idea how to make the website. My third business, I actually focused on the website. And then my fourth business, it just kept going and I kept failing. And I failed and failed and failed. And then I realized, okay, I need to be able to get views because if I want to actually get sales, I need people to actually reach. So then I started figuring out how to reach people. And then my goal was 10,000 views a month, then 100,000 views a month, then a million views a month, and then a million views a week. And now I'm getting a million views a day. And my goal is to get 3 billion views a month right now. But, I'm getting close. I'm getting around anywhere from 50 to 300 million views a month right now. So I'm getting there. But I'm telling you that I didn't just, oh gosh, I know how to make videos now. No, it took me so long to get to the point I am right now. Where I am right now, it took me forever. And people look at me and they'll say, like, oh, okay, you were just good at content creation. Bro, did you see my first YouTube video? It was me flipping water bottles and then landing it. And I had this high pitched voice. I was like, oh my gosh, I hit the water bottle. Guys, subscribe. Cringe shit. It was so boring. But I'm happy that I failed and those videos were cringe because I wouldn't be able to make the videos I do now where I'm able to actually help people. And I get comments and messages from these people. Hey, Devin, you helped me get my first sale. I made my first $5,000 because of you. I got this guy who sent a screenshot and it was this long paragraph about this guy saying I started organic dropshipping and I made my first $5,000. And by the way, I'm not selling a course or anything. I only post YouTube videos for information. I don't mentor, I don't course, anything like that. Just FYI. But yeah, I'm just, it's really great to see that I'm helping people because that's my goal. My goal is to help people. And when I see that these people are being helped, I feel a sense of progress. And that leads me to my next point. The only way for you to actually get addicted and to be happy is for you to feel like you're making progress. And that's why I say that you need to fail and you need to see failing as learning. Because if you see failure as, oh, I failed, I can't try again, that's why the school system is so stupid because they convince you that if you fail, you can't try. And then, you can't redo the test. There's no recovery. It's just over. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have failed a test before. You've done bad on a test and there's no recovery. And then, oh, shoot, your grade dropped. And then you're taught, your monkey brain is taught that, oh, if I fail, then I can't try again. But in business, in life, it's the opposite. If you fail in business, it is you making progress to learn. So see failure as learning and progress. I cannot stress it enough. I promise you, if you see your mindset and change it this way, where you can start failing and learning, you will be happier because progression is how humans feel happy. There was a Stanford study where they measured students' happiness, and they realized that students who felt like they were making more progress towards something meaningful that they cared about felt 100 times more happier than students that felt like they were making no progress or felt lost. So if you feel like you're making progress towards something or learning, you're going to be happier. And who doesn't want to be happy? Because happiness is addicting. That's why guys get in good relationships and they can become healthy and happy because they get stuck in that relationship that makes them happy. And they get this false dopamine of being happy. And then it becomes toxic later, but we're not going to talk about that. This is different though, because you're making yourself happy by failing and making progress. Now, there's a trap with this. Do not get addicted to learning so much where you don't take action, because I was at a point in my life where I was learning so much and I just was like learning, learning, learning. And I got this false dopamine that I was learning so much that I was actually starting to make the money. And it was stupid of me because I felt like, oh, I'm making so much progress by learning, but your progress isn't actually, measurable until you're making money in the bank account. But it's understandable if you need to learn first. My mother, my father, and my girlfriend and my friends, they would all see me just learning, 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 and uploading these videos that are getting like 200 views, and me testing click-through rates and thumbnails and titles and crazy titles, testing, bad words in titles. They saw me testing all types of stuff. I would put girls in my thumbnails. I would do all types of crazy things, and they would be like, "This is stupid." If you look at my channel, it's called Devin Talks. If you want to look it up, you'll see that the content variation is just so random. I'll go from talking about business to talking about, what happened with this celebrity, to documentaries of this YouTuber, to gaming videos. And that video is my burner account. But people, especially at my school, would see these videos and they would think like, oh, what the heck? This guy wants to be a YouTuber. He's uploading shit content. Well, yeah, it wasn't supposed to be good. It was supposed to let me learn. And because I've uploaded all that shit content and now I'm good at it, now I know what the heck I'm doing. And I can basically make a new account, make a new video, and then boom, I get 50 million views in a month. My last account that I made, which was 3 weeks ago, is at 21 million views right now and at 8,000 followers in 3 weeks, because I know what I'm doing, because I learned. But I promise you, I wouldn't have this confidence that I do now if I didn't fail. Because they saw failure as, oh, well, you failed, because their monkey brains is set in the mindset that failure is just, it's over. Game over. You can't restart. But if you're alive, you can keep going. And that makes me want to get to the next point of how to deal with the judgment from others. Because when we get to a point where we actually enjoy failing and we understand that we have to learn in order for us to make lots of money or to grow or to get views or whatever you want, we have to understand that people aren't going to understand us. You have to understand that your mom and dad, your relationship, your siblings, your friends, they're all going to think it's a little stupid, but they may not say it, but they're going to talk behind your back. They're going to be like, oh, it's a little weird. He wants to have this big dream, but he's actually not able to take any action. He's getting bad grades in school. Maybe he's just going to fail. And for a very long time, it's going to be you clapping alone in an auditorium for yourself, because people won't believe in you. And maybe you are blessed and you have your mother and father's support. Maybe you have your friend's support. Maybe you are in a very happy relationship who supports you very much. But none of that matters, because the only thing that matters is you taking action, period. So it doesn't matter if people believe in you or not. And the point I'm trying to make is, if you have people that believe in you or you have people that don't believe in you, it shouldn't change the outcome of if you're successful or not, because that is determined on you, not on other people. You shouldn't rely on other people's support for you to be successful, because only you are going to be successful. Just listen to the statement. Are you going to be successful? It's not, oh, are you and John, are you and Carrie going to be successful? No. It's, are you going to be successful? So you choose. Do you want to, get the standards dropped from the people around you, or do you want to have your standards up here and aim up here and understand that there's a learning curve to get there? A lot of people rely on the validation of others because that's how they get their own value within themselves. So I'm telling you right now, stop trying to get value from others and get the value from the progress you make from how you learn. Because learning is the one singular attribute that humans have the most advantage of. And as you, because you're watching this and you're a human with a brain, you're able to learn and understand things quicker than any other species. God gave us this gift. He gave us the gift of being able to learn and to think. And because we have the gift of knowledge, because we're able to think complexly, we should use that to our advantage. I hope this video was a little helpful. And again, I'm not selling any course or any mentorship or anything. I generally just make these videos because I like helping people. If you want to join my Discord, it's going to be linked in the description, but only if you want. I'm trying to grow a little community. My name is Devin Senath. I hope this was helpful. All right, bye. I love you.